guys. Hey, everyone. Happy New Year. Hey, for a second, I forgot what I was going to say. Hey, you guys. Hope everyone had a happy, and safe New Year. It's 2024, you guys. I haven't seen y'all since last year. That joke is like, my kids have been running around like last night, before we all went to bed. They're like, what was the joke? How were they saying it? Like, I'm not gonna see you until next year. That's like the joke, at the end of the year, like, oh, I'm not gonna see you till next year. Anyways, you guys, I haven't seen y'all since last year. Hey, hi, you guys. Hope everyone had a happy new year, a safe new year. I just heard my husband's nope, that's my son. Anyways, y'all's kids did it too. I haven't seen you for a full year. Or like when you wake up, when you wake up and the kids are like, I haven't seen you since last year, mom. Yeah, it's so funny. It's so funny. Anyways, you guys, so I did take a few days off, as you guys know, to kind of spend with my kids. They are still out of school. They go back to school in a couple of days, but I wanted to make sure they got a lot of gifts for Christmas, and I wanted to just kind of chill, relax, and get to hang out with them and play with their toys and everything. And Sean was finishing up his schooling. So I wanted to really take over 100% for him, so he could get that done. Anyways, you guys. A lot of stuff that I really needed to come back and cover, but decided we're gonna start with this one. I've had a lot of people ask in my comment section about Anna Marie Cardwell Chickadee, Mama June's oldest daughter. We all know that she was diagnosed with stage 4 adrenal carcinoma. Um, Last year, it was last year because it was 2023. It was like January 2023 was when she found out she had adrenal carcinoma. It was stage 2 when she found out, quickly progressed to stage 4, and they realized that there was nothing they could do for it. She made it about 10 months before she passed away. She passed away on her daughter Kylie's 8th birthday, December 9th. Anna passed away. She was surrounded by her friends, not her friends, her family. Her daughter Kaitlyn was there. Kylie was not there. June, a lot of people was there. Since then, what we know is Kylie, Anna's youngest daughter, has went to Michael Cardwell. That is Kylie's dad, biological dad. Now Kaitlyn has remained with June. And here's the thing, you guys, I've called June Mama June for as long as I can remember. But after watching more and more of her and talking to my sources and hearing more and more, I prefer to call her June. June Shannon is what I prefer to call her. Now my titles will still say Mama June because I feel like people know her better if they see like Mama June versus if I just put June. But I don't feel like she even deserves a title. And this is coming down harsh. I know it is. But really, when I've been doing like a lot of like research into the family and watching those old Dr. Phil episodes where Anna literally, you know, recounted like when she was young and told her mom what happened to her, and her mom's like, "You're lying. Why would you do this to me? Mark would never hurt you." I'm just like, I just can't understand how a mom could do that to her child. So anyways, I'll probably call her June rather than calling her Mama June. So June has custody of Kaitlyn. And a lot of people's like, wow, how did June get custody of Kaitlyn? Well, the way that June got custody of Kaitlyn is not because anyone fault her for, like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like anyone went up against her. She went and filled out these paperwork saying, I have this child. She's my grandchild. Her mom passed away. There's nobody else that will take care of her. So I'm going to step up and take care of her. So, of course, the judge said, okay, yeah, sure. Now, this is temporary custody that June has of her because there's a court date that was set with that where if there's anybody that feels they should, have the right to take care of Kaitlyn, if there is another family member or a father or whatever, that could step forward, there's a court date where somebody can step forward and say, no, 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 hold up. I'm next of kin or I'm this or I'm that. And so I do feel like when that court date comes, Michael Cardwell will come forward and say, hold up, she should be with me. Now, this is who Michael Cardwell is. If you're new or if you haven't kept up with the story, Michael Cardwell came into Anna's life whenever Kaitlyn was 8 months old. Okay, 8 months old. And he started dating Anna. Him and Anna got married. And from the time Kaitlyn even understood like a dad, she thought Michael was her dad. Okay. Whenever Anna and Michael split up, they had a very civil divorce. They used the same attorney. They said, "Hey, you get the kids 50% of the time, you get the kids 50% of the time. Let's split everything down the middle." I mean, it was a very uh they got along even in the divorce. Like it wasn't like this back and forth. It wasn't no, I want the kids this, I want the kids that, blah, 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 blah. It was, hey, you get the kids one week, I get the kids the next week. I'll pay for this, you pay for that. It was just very civil, right? Why doesn't the husband have the kids? So um we'll get into that. We'll get into that. Okay, so Michael has gotten these girls every other week from the time he and Anna split up, okay? Which was, I think it was 20, maybe 2017. Their divorce went through in 2020, I want to say. She got with Eldridge in like 2019, and then her and Eldridge got married a few months after she got her cancer diagnosis. Like I said, her and Eldridge were together since 2019, and they planned on getting married. They just wasn't going to do it when they did, but the cancer diagnosis sped it up because they knew time was not on their side. So, Anna, she's single. Her and Michael have split up. He gets the girls a week on, a week off, a week on, a week off, and then she meets Eldridge. They move in together. So the girls have known Eldridge for now, 4 years or whatever, and they've lived with Eldridge for a couple of years as well. But they've also lived with Michael. They literally spend 50% of their time with Michael, 50% of their time with Anna and Eldridge. So, for all intents and purposes, Michael is the dad. When it comes to yes, Michael is Kylie's biological dad. Oh, thank you, Joe Biden sniff. Appreciate that. For all intents and purposes, he is the dad. Like when you really look at it from Caitlyn's standpoint, like if you were to look, like it would be like Michael is her biological father and Eldridge is her stepdad. That's kind of the way that it would look from the life that they lived. She literally lived a life like her and her sister had the same dad. They went to dad's house one week, mom's house one week. They had their stepdad here, who they do have a bond with, and they did become close. Um, so what we know though is Anna was estranged from June at several points of her life, right? So when she was younger, she moved in with her grandmother due to what happened at June's house and the fact that June did not believe her. If you don't believe me, go watch the Dr. Phil episodes where Anna talks about it and she says, I told my mama what happened. And my mama said, you're lying. He would never do that to you. Why are you doing this to me? You want to ruin my life, and hung up on me. So June literally was told by Anna as well as by Anna's grandmother, June's mom, what happened. And she did not believe them. So Anna was estranged from June from like the time she was like 8 or 9 years old until when she was like around 14 or so, from my understanding. She started talking to June again. She started going to visit June again. She was living with her grandmother, Sandy. She was dating Caleb Clark. Um, from what my sources tell me, Caleb would take Anna to June's house and drop her off, for a weekend visit or whatever. It was when June found out that she was getting the Here Comes Sunny Boo Boo show that she asked Anna to move back home. Anna was pregnant at this time, by Caleb Clark, from my understanding, from what I think we know, or, anyways. When Anna found out she was pregnant, she was dating Caleb. Now, she did tell Caleb and his people, um, yes, I did cheat on Caleb with one guy, and it's possible that Kaitlyn could, my baby could be this other guy's. Caleb and Anna ended up splitting up months after Anna moved in with June. Anna wanted Caleb to be a part of the TV show, and he wanted nothing to do with it. Once Anna lived with June, she was now like an hour or so away from Caleb. So they ended up splitting up, but he was there. He did go to the hospital. Caleb did go to the hospital the day after. Now, you got to try to keep all this. If you're not familiar with this, it can get kind of confusing. Anna has Kaitlyn, her oldest, right? She's dating Caleb for 3 years. She is pregnant. She tells Caleb, I cheated, baby might not be yours. Um, when Kate, right after Kaitlyn is born, Caleb and Anna kind of part ways. And from my knowledge of what I'm being told by sources, Caleb and like his mom kind of kept an eye on photos. They would get photos. And because they heard, because Anna told them, I did sleep with somebody else, and it's possible that person is the dad as well. By photos and considering that Anna and June never really hit them up and asked for anything, they just thought, okay, well, maybe it's the other guy. Maybe the other guy is the dad of the baby since they're not wanting anything from us. They're not, you know, expecting anything from us. Now, when Anna had Kaitlyn, like I said, Caleb and his mom went to the hospital the day after Anna gave birth, and they asked for a DNA. They was like, "Hey, why don't we do a DNA test?" And from what my sources told me, June was like, "We can set that up through the child support. We'll set him up through child support. They'll make him take a DNA test, and we'll do it that way." But that never happened. They never set up child support through the state or anything. So no DNA test was never taken. So Caleb and his people just thought, oh, well, maybe I'm not the dad. But June is online saying that Anna was promiscuous and slept with so many people and she didn't know who Caitlyn's dad was. And I'm like, that is just mind blowing because all of my sources are saying no. First off, she was like 16. She was 16 years old when she got pregnant. I do believe. I think she was either 16 or 17. So you were online after your daughter passed away saying that at 16, 17 years old, she slept with so many people that she didn't know who her baby's daddy was. And mind you, I'm talking to people that know the people, and they're like, no, we never knew nothing about that. She never, no, 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 that's not true. So, anyways, Caleb is, allegedly Caitlyn's dad, but he didn't think that he was because they never reached out to him for anything. So he just assumed, well, maybe the other guy's the dad. Time goes on. Michael comes in the picture when Caitlyn's 8 months old, gets married. He becomes Caitlyn's only dad that she knows for all these years. And then Eldridge comes into the picture, and Eldridge becomes like stepdad, right? Um, so, anyways, after Anna passes away, everybody is like, what is going on here? June keeps Kaitlyn, but she doesn't keep Kylie. A lot of people was like, this is too much for the girls, for Kaitlyn and Kylie to be split up, especially after their mom just passed away. This is literally their first holiday without their mom, and now they're not even going to be together. Like, this is a lot. A lot of people questioning, why would Anna want June to have Kaitlyn? A lot of people are confused by that. So I've got a lot of questions on my videos. People asking me, why didn't she have a will in place? Did she have a will in place? Why didn't Michael adopt Kaitlyn, considering that he was like her dad or whatever? So I was able to get some answers, on that. And like I said, I've been told since day one that um, Anna did have something typed up, but she just didn't get to sign it. And what I was told that she had typed up was that Michael would get both girls and the Eldridge would get visitation. Obviously, meaning that June and her family would get to see the kids as well. But I have been told by a very reliable source that that's what Anna told this person, that she had something typed up and she needed to get around to signing it. But after they passed away, they found out she didn't sign it. Give me okay. Um, Will. Okay. No, Will. Okay. What are your thoughts on Justin? I'll answer that in just a second. Okay, now as far as why Michael did not adopt Kaitlyn. Okay, so that was talked about. Anna and Michael did talk about adoption even before they got married. There was a talk about, hey, adoption. But they thought, well, we do plan on getting married. Once we get married, I'm stepdad anyways, whatever. So they got married. After they got married, it come back up again. Hey, let's, adoption. So they actually went and spoke to a lawyer. They did go and speak to a lawyer to find out what the process would be for adoption. Well, they found out, here's what they found out. The cost, obviously, and the cost is not super cheap. And they also found out that the biological dad would need to be found and he would have to sign his rights away. Now, if you've ever watched Anna on her TikTok lives, I used to watch them quite a bit. I actually have several recorded on my phone. And I probably have this recorded. I need to find it. I need to see if I have it. But I remember watching Anna one time and them asking about Kaitlyn's dad. And what Anna said, she never said, Oh, I don't know who her dad is. I had several men tested. What she said is, yes, Caitlyn's dad, he has a family of his own now. I don't want to bother him. I have no like ill will towards him, but he has a family of his own. So he's never been in her life. I've never pushed the fact. I've never pushed for him to be in her life, and he's never tried to. So I've just left it at that. He has a family of his own. He has wife, children, blah, 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 blah. So, that's what it is. To hear Anna on her lives talk about Caitlyn's dad, it sounds very much so like she knew exactly who he was. She literally talked about how he has children of his own. He's never tried to be a part of Caitlyn's life. So she's never pushed that. She always felt like if he wanted to be, he would try to be. He never has. So it was what it was, right? And Caitlyn's had a dad, which was Michael, is Michael, right? So when they did go for to talk to they went and talked to a lawyer about Michael adopting. They were told it is costly. Mind you, this was when Caitlyn was like, 4 or 5 years old. So the oldest little girl is 8. The oldest little girl is 8. Michael and Anna are not old. I mean, Anna was like 29 and Michael's just like maybe a couple years older than her. So this is when they're in their freaking, let's see, early 20s. Like early 20s, they're talking about trying to pay for an adoption process. Anna has, from what my sources tell me, Anna has always been of the mindset, leave Caitlyn's biological father alone. I'm not messing with him. Nope, not bothering him, not messing with him, not bringing it up, leaving him alone. She's never, I mean, literally, even um, Anna was pregnant with Caitlyn when she was 16. Let's see. I think I mean, she was either 16 or 17. Let me see. She was 17. Okay, hold on. Okay, so Caitlyn was born when Anna was 17. So she was probably pregnant for a little bit when she was 16. But when she had Caitlyn, she was 17. Okay. I know, Janie, I know. I've gotten a lot of comments on my videos as well from like hospice nurses and nurses saying things like, they've had patients do that they are just kind of in denial about the length of time that they have left. So they don't take care of things that need to be taken care of because they're kind of in denial about what, like the time that they have left. You know what I'm saying? But listen, I've talked to people that have direct knowledge about this, and they're like, "Listen, from what I know, Anna voiced the fact that she wanted the kids kept together. She wanted them with Michael, with elders getting visitation. So if it comes out in the new season, if we see Anna on camera saying that she wants June to keep Caitlyn, I'm going to be completely taken aback, and I'm going to wonder how that happened. I'm going to wonder how, like, what did June say to this woman, and was she on medication? You know what I'm saying? Because people can be influenced. And here's the thing: when you're 29 years old and you're that young, and you are not going to live much longer, she made amends with her family. She made amends with June, who she had been estranged with several times throughout her life. When she was 8 to like 15, when she was again, when she was in 2015, when was it 2015? When June was spotted with Mark McDaniel and they lost the Here Comes Hoodie. Yeah, it was 2015. So when Kaitlyn was 3, June and June and Anna become estranged again. So a lot of people's like, oh, June and Kaitlyn are so close. And at first, I read that and I was like, okay, oldest granddaughter. And I do remember on Kaitlyn living with Anna living with June on the show, being pregnant. And I do remember Anna giving birth on the show and bringing the baby home, living with June and Sugar Bear. So yeah, they probably are close. But then if you really think about it, she was 8 months old whenever Anna and Michael got together, and she was just like, a little bit older than that when they got married. So then Kaitlyn only lived with June for like a year and a half of her life. And then she lived with her mom and Michael. And then after that, they lived with Sugar Bear and Jennifer for a few months. And then Anna got on her own. And then, elders came into the picture. So at 3 when Kaitlyn was 3 years old, her mom and her Gigi become estranged when she was 3 years old. And they were estranged for several years, up until about a year and a half ago. They were estranged. She didn't really have much to do, and I really didn't have anything to do with June. So this is like this big gap in Kaitlyn's life where she did not see June. She had nothing to do with June because Anna had nothing to do with June. So I'm like, really, how much of a relationship can you have with your grandmother if the last time you've seen her up until a year and a half or so ago was when you were 3 and under? You know what I'm saying? Like, really, how close can you be? Um, so anyways, um, yeah, so they did go talk to an attorney. You know, they were in their early 20s and they were told it's going to be thousands of dollars and you're going to have to find Caitlyn's biological father will have to come forward and sign his rights over. So they were like, you know what? We're not going to bother him. I'm stepdad. I know my place. That is what it is. Um, but yeah, I was told by several people it was voiced. Michael get both girls and Eldridge had visitation. Either way, that's not what's happened. You know, we've been hearing a lot if you follow the family. That's what Anna wanted. That's what Anna wanted. That's what Anna wanted. That's what Anna wanted. But you know one thing I remember is whenever June was on a live stream and she was like, you know, Anna wanted us to live stream her funeral. That's what she wanted. But we're not going to do what she wants. Instead, we're going to invite you guys to the funeral. Come on, you guys, come to the funeral. And I'm like, there's been a couple of times I've heard her say, Anna wanted this, but we're going to do it this way. So if Anna wants something, but June decides it'll be better this way, they will change it. Just like Anna wanted the funeral live stream. You know, I've seen things live stream, church live stream and stuff like that, especially during COVID. What they do is they set a camera up kind of at the back of the church or the back of the, you know, wherever they're having the services at. So you're not right there. You know, people can't come and lean over you and look at you and see you and all of this. So I feel like live streaming would have been, you know, I feel like I could kind of see Anna doing that because she was very close with her people, but allowing like strangers in to see Anna after she's deceased, bringing those people, you know, there where you're going to be, where her kids are going to be. I don't know. I just feel like she straight up said, June straight up said, Anna wanted a live stream, but we decided we're not doing that. We're not going to do that. We're not going to honor her wishes. There was one other thing that I heard her say Anna wanted, and they went against that. So that just kind of told me there that she will go against Anna's wishes if she wants to. Also, um, I was reading a lot of people's comments and they were talking about um, Kylie and Kaitlyn have finally got to see each other since Anna's funeral. So Kaitlyn went to Michael's house over the weekend and opened presents, and Eldridge was there as well. So Eldridge got to see both girls, Kaitlyn and Kylie, together, and Michael got to see both girls, Kaitlyn and Kylie, together, and they got to have their little Christmas finally. And Michael got Kaitlyn these big Lego sets, which are like a big thing right now. You know, all the kids are into it, I guess. Um, and somebody commented and said, you know, I heard Anna on a live stream talking about this. Anna actually said that her and Michael were going to go in half to get Kaitlyn these Lego sets. Um, and that the girls were actually going to be with Michael this Christmas because it was his year, because they alternate holidays each year. And I remember when this happened. I remember because somebody put it up like on Reddit or somewhere and was saying like, wow, like, you know, if I had cancer and I knew this could be my last year with my kids and my last Christmas with my kids, I wouldn't send them to their dads. I wouldn't care if that was like the agreement, if it was his year to have Christmas with them. If I thought I may not be here next Christmas, I would switch the Christmas and I would keep them this year. And I remember with that happening thinking, oh yeah, you know, I wonder does she think she'll be here longer, you know, because she did say on a TikTok, it's Michael's year this year. So the girls are going to be with him this Christmas. So that too almost made me believe that she thought she would last longer than she did, right? But the fact that she would say that, she would say, you know, me and Michael are going to go in half to get Kaitlyn's Christmas gift. And the girls are going to be with him this year because it's his Christmas this year. We alternate holidays. That tells you right there how much of a role this man played in Kaitlyn's life. Now, I think it was last night. Yeah, last night, June was on a live stream and she made some comments about how, oh, Michael's not her dad. Eldridge is more of a father to Kaitlyn than Michael ever was. At one point, she even asked Eldridge, she's like, hey, Eldridge, is this the first year that Michael got them Christmas gifts? And I'm just like, did you not know that Michael got those girls week on, week off? You did. She does. She knew it. But it's almost like she don't want the public to know. To say that Eldridge had a closer relationship with the girls and was more of a father to these girls, when, mind you, these girls, have only known Eldridge for 3 years when Kaitlyn's known Michael her whole life. And she has lived with Michael half the time. Half the time. Now, some photos came up on Reddit, and I wanted to show these photos to you guys real quick. To me, it speaks a lot. It speaks a lot. Okay. This is obviously Kaitlyn and Michael. Like I said, this is the first time that Michael has seen Kaitlyn since Anna's funeral. When I showed my husband this photo, when I showed Sean this photo, I was like, look. He was like, oh, that is literally a daddy and his daughter. That is literally a daddy and his daughter. Like, a little girl's not going to cuddle like that with, like, just anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is literally a daddy and his daughter. And I'm like, that is so true. Like, that is literally so true. Yep. Yep. All right. It gave me goosebumps too. I was like, "Oh my god." I was like, "Oh my god, look at that." If that doesn't tell you there how Kaitlyn feels about Michael, that is like, that's her dad. How can you deny that? June didn't even acknowledge Kaitlyn's birthday on TikTok. Yep, on TikTok. Somebody said something about June not get, what did June get Kaitlyn for her birthday? And she said, and Anna said, Mama didn't get Kaitlyn anything for her birthday this year. That's okay though. That's okay. Don't make it a big deal. Don't make it a big deal. You want to know why though? You want to know why? Let me tell you guys something. So I heard through the grapevine that June and Anna had another falling out either this June or July. Maybe July. Maybe June. Because you guys know how TMZ leaked the story that Anna's cancer was terminal? You guys, I don't know if you guys know that, but TMZ leaked the story that Anna's cancer was terminal. Anna did not put that out. It was leaked through TMZ. And it was leaked in like earlier. But at some point down the line, Anna, for some reason, got information that led her to believe that June was the one that told TMZ. This is what I'm being told. This is what my sources are telling me, that Anna got info that led her to believe that June was the one that sold the story to TMZ that Anna's cancer was terminal. So Anna got upset with June. Anna got upset with her mama and was like, dang, really? Like, you sold the story that my cancer's terminal, So they had another falling out. It was either June or July of this year was their last falling out, and it was over the story being sold. Now, let me see. It was June. Okay, it was June when they had the falling out because July was Kaitlyn's birthday. Kaitlyn's birthday is the end of July, and they were still not getting along 100%, which I guess is why June didn't get Kaitlyn anything for her birthday. But I'm like, you have a lot of nerve to, like, on a live stream be like, hey, Eldridge, is this the first year that Michael got the girls anything for Christmas? When literally he has the girls for Christmas every other Christmas. He literally has them. They alternate holidays. He literally has them. So yeah, he buys them Christmas. When literally, how many Christmases have you bought the girls gifts? How many birthdays have you bought the girls gifts? You've literally been estranged from the whole family for most of their life. I mean, poor Kylie has only known June for she's 8. She's only known June for like a year and a half of her life. I mean, she probably knew who she was, but she didn't really have like a relationship with her. So this is Eldridge right here. So Eldridge is there. And if you guys can see the little purple bag right here, that is an Amazon gift. So these are gifts that was sent to them through Amazon, I think. Oh, well, I could be mistaken. I know like when I get gifts from you guys from like my Amazon wish list, it comes in like a bag like this. And it looks like that's what it is. It's that somebody sent them a gift from like their Amazon wish list, maybe or something like that. But maybe, I don't know, maybe Michael and his fiance bought something and they just had it wrapped as a gift. I don't know. But look at this. Y'all cannot tell me. Look at how happy she is. And look at that daddy. Look at that daddy watching his daughter open gifts with everything that's been going on. You know what I'm saying? Like her mom has died. And this isn't just her mom, but and I don't want to put this on Michael because I don't know this. Michael, he has a fiance. His fiance is beautiful. She seems like she is great for these girls. But he was married to Anna, so I would have to imagine this was the mother of his children. So I would have to imagine it stings him a little too that Anna's passed away, that the mother of his children has died, you know? When I see the photos of Kaitlyn with Michael, she seems like an 11-year-old. You know, happy little 11-year-old at home at peace. When I see her in the back of June's TikToks, I don't know. I just feel like she's not treated like an 11-year-old. They almost treat her as if she's like an adult. They do things in front of her like she's an adult. The language that they have in front of this child is like she's an adult. The way they speak to her is like she's an adult. You know what I'm saying? Like even on the live last night, uh, June was live, and that's another thing is they live their lives like either filming for their TV show or constantly on a live stream. Constantly on a live stream. I mean, last night it's New Year's. Y'all want to know what I did? I cleaned out my closet, but before that, I hung out with my kids. We went outside and popped fireworks for about an hour or so. Come back in, fed them, put them to bed. But I did let them stay up until midnight. I actually did. Kennedy and Coco were the only two that didn't make it till midnight. But the other ones, I let them stay up till midnight. And literally, right when it hit midnight, my husband actually, I was in my bedroom, because I cleaned out my closets last night, but I was in my bedroom. I just started cleaning out my closets. And Sean ran in there and gave me a kiss. And I was like, "Is it midnight?" He was like, "It's midnight." So I ran and I gave every one of my kids a kiss. And I was like, "Happy New Year," and they're like, "I haven't seen you since last year," so that. But Kennedy and Coco were actually asleep. But that's what I did with my kids. I wanted to be present with them, popping fireworks with them. June and Justin are never present with Kaitlyn. They're in Disney. They're recording. They're photoing for social media. They're just not present for her. I don't know. Which this is just me. You know what I'm saying? This is my opinion. Also, last night on the live, last night on the live stream though, they're at Pumpkin's house. They're popping fireworks. June was literally on live stream last night for like 4 or 5 hours. Literally like 4 or 5 hours. She was on a live stream while Kaitlyn was for a while. Kaitlyn was building her Lego set. Um, Alana and somebody else was Eldridge. Alana and Eldridge and Kaitlyn was building the Lego set, and then they were popping fireworks. And there was this one point, you guys, where June flipped her camera around at the fire, and Justin said, "Watch it, June. Don't flip your camera around." And June says, "I didn't. I pointed at the fire, you dumb A." And I'm like, well, it's clearly obvious that he's telling you don't flip your phone around for like a reason. Like I don't know what they're doing. Maybe they're over there drinking and doing drugs, and he knows that's not going to be a good look if her camera catches like little Kaitlyn running around and they're over there like, what I'm saying? Like I don't know what was happening, but I actually have the video. Hold on, I actually have the clip. Let me see if I can find it. I think I do. Maybe not. I mean, I do have it. I thought I had it uploaded, but I don't. Let me see. Oh, give me a second because I think I do have this that I could upload it real quick. And I know people say I stalk, whatever. I mean, her people, she went off on me again last night. I'm like, I don't care. Listen, whenever I thought this family were great, I sang their praises. Whenever I thought Pumpkin and Josh were stepping up to, to take care of Alana because June was a POS, I praised them. It was only when I saw them on TikTok and how they were on TikTok and who they really were that I was like, oh wow, that's not what I stand for. I'm not gonna say these people are great people and awesome people. Yes, Justin does have kids. He has a daughter, and I heard June say that on a stream. I was actually asked that. Somebody asked me, "Does Justin have any kids?" I'm like, "I don't think so. I never see him with any kids, and they're never around." Which, to be fair, let me just say, maybe he doesn't want his kid in the limelight. Maybe the mother of the kid doesn't want the kid to be in the limelight. I don't know. So maybe I don't know. But I was shocked to hear they that he has kids. Wait, let me see if I can find this. Ah, not it. Okay, hold on, guys. It's only like a 20-second clip, so give me just and I can upload it real quick. But it really I was like, "What's like, why is Justin like, don't turn your camera around? Like, what's going on?" Bear with me, guys. So, yeah, I've gotten a lot of questions as to why didn't Anna have things in place? I think Anna really thought that her wishes would be granted. I think Anna trusted that everybody would do what she asked. And if she did change what she wanted there at the end and, told June, oh, mom, I want you to have Kaitlyn, that would just be mind blowing to me considering the fact that June did not take care of Anna, that June and Anna were estranged at two different points in her life. And Kaitlyn and Kylie really didn't know June the way a lot of people probably think they did because they literally went through Kylie most of her life. Her grandmother and her mom were estranged. You know what I'm saying? So, and it, like I said, if I see some clip on the show of Anna saying, "I want my mom to keep Kaitlyn," I'm going to be mind blown, and I'm going to wonder what is happening here. How did this happen? And here's the thing, too, is like to get custody of a kid, you need to be able to take care of that kid. You need to be able to, you know what I'm saying? Like June can't take care of herself. She was literally, hold on, guys. She was literally on the podcast last night talking about, not podcast, the live stream last night talking about how um she needs an MRI. I mean, she can't see, so she can't drive. Uh, when they go places, she has to be in like a wheelchair sometimes because her legs and feet, and she was talking about her health, how she's in bad health, and she needs to get an MRI done, and she's being tested for autoimmune diseases and stuff like that. So I'm just like, usually, if you want to take in a child, you have to be able to take care of that child. And if it wasn't for Justin there, she wouldn't be able to. So I'm like, let's just let Kaitlyn go to where she should go, which is with the only daddy that she's ever known besides Eldridge. Eldridge, I feel like she views Eldridge as a stepdad, but I think she absolutely 1,000% views Michael as her father. Somebody asked me earlier, what do I think about Justin? And I used to like Justin, to be honest. I used to think he was a very humble, nice guy. I used to be in his live streams a good bit, just like, and I would chit chat in there, and he never got rude with me. He never called me out. He was never like, oh, you piece of whatever, you talk about my family, blah, blah. He was always very nice. But he's gotten cocky lately. And I will say that could come with the territory. Um, I've seen him get a lot of hate every time I've been on his live stream. I've seen people come in, being rude to him, uh, saying, "Oh, you look like Sugar Bear. Oh, this. Oh, that." So maybe that's just been like a defense mechanism that he's adopted since he become a part of the show and in the limelight, and hold on a second, guys. Let me see. Why is it not uploading? Bear with me. Bear with me, guys. Okay, there it is. Yeah. I saw a clip on Reddit of Justin getting arrested last year, and the comment said his first child support. I saw that as well. I don't know what it was for, but I did see that as well. I've just never looked at. I mean, I've never really dug into him. We do know that he's been arrested. I think he's been arrested for like drugs in the past, and that's another thing. June and Justin have both been arrested for drugs, and it wasn't like it was like that long ago. Like June was like 2019, 2020. All right, let's see. And from my understanding, I don't think Michael's ever been in any type of trouble. So I'm just like, I don't see how a judge can allow June to keep Kaitlyn. I really don't. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I'm here with the fire, like right here with the fire. I did not. I turned it at the fire, dumbass. Hey, mama. Fuck it, whatever. It ain't working. Scare you? Yes, we still live in Georgia for right now. Well, get some of your tree, your common tree. Jesus Christ loves you too. Oh, I'm here with the fire, like right here with the fire. I did not. I turned it at the fire, dumbass.
I love how Justin was trying to be like, watch it, June. She's like, I did not. And that's the thing that I recognize a lot with June is like they'll be trying to like whisper stuff to her, stuff that she don't, you know what I'm saying? And she's like, what? I didn't know. And I'm like, June, they're trying to get you to like. There was another comment that she said about how she thinks she was getting sick. She's like, yeah, I'm getting sick. I think it's because we were at Disney and people come in from all different type of countries bringing different diseases in. And I'm like, and so many of the comments, like either Justin or Josh, one was like, yeah, that's not gonna come off good, And she's like, well, I'm just saying, there's people, Americans can bring diseases. There's Americans there, there's people from everywhere. And I'm like, I get what you were trying to say. Like what she was trying to say is like there's just people from everywhere. There's like, you know, people traveling and kids that have been sick and blah, blah, blah. There's just so many people at Disney. It's very easy to catch a sickness. You know what I'm saying? Is what she was trying to say, but she definitely it came out so wrong. She was like, "Yeah, I'm getting sick. We were at Disney, and there's just people coming from all different countries, bringing in all kind of diseases and illnesses." And I was like, somebody in the comment section was like, yeah, you shouldn't have said that. Like, you definitely shouldn't have said that." So, there's a lot. I don't know that like they talked about. I mean, if you watch their lives alone, here's the thing. I'm gonna show you guys one more, and I'm gonna discuss it. One more, because she called me out too, which I don't care. It brings attention to my channel, so I actually appreciate it when she. I'm not going to say this because she's going to stop, but I actually appreciate it when she says LEB or LB or anything like that because people's like, who's LB? And normally when she says LB, she's like, Elle Bee over on YouTube. So then people come look for Elle Bee over on YouTube. And I don't know how many comments I've gotten from people saying that's how they found me. That they literally found me from watching June and then watch my content. And they were like, oh, they're like, I saw June for who she really was, Let's watch this one really quickly. All right, let's watch this one real quickly. It is a little bit, it's like a minute long. But in this clip, she's actually defending somebody said, like, why are you mean to Kaitlyn? And when they say mean, they're like, why were you yelling and cursing at her? And she's like, oh, I wasn't being mean. So let's go ahead and listen.
Thank y'all for sharing on the live, guys. Make sure y'all are sharing on the live as y'all are coming in, guys. Arrow over, copy link, share on the live. I'm doing good. How are you? I'm definitely not mean to Kaitlyn at all. Definitely not mean to Kaitlyn at all. She got in fucking trouble. I'm sorry if you've never hollered at your kids and you are a fucking saint. Happy birthday. It's also Cheyenne's birthday, Jessica's. Oh, I know, but it's just like so crazy to me that like people are just so good and they've never hollered at their kids ever. And Miss Elle Bee, she's just a fucking cunt anyway. Like she is literally making checks, making banks off of me. So I need my half, bitch.
Okay, a couple of things really quickly is it's Elle Bee, but listen, say it however you want to. I don't care. Just keep saying it. Say it however you want. Just continue to say it, please. But second off, that's rude. So trashy to talk like that, especially like with her grandkids are like right around her, and she's calling people to see you next Thursday, Tuesday, whatever it is. Also, you know what I find so ironic is she thinks she pays my bills. Junebug. Junebug. Do you realize I cover so many other people? I have TikToks. Oh, and my husband. I have a whole husband who brings in an income. My love. Okay. Second off, I literally go months sometimes without talking about your family. So if I needed to talk about your family Josh said that the other night. Josh was like, she's got to talk about her family to feed her family. He's like, yeah, she's got to talk about us to put food in her kid's mouth. No, no. But you want to know what's so funny is I cover so many people. I cover so many other shows, so many people. But you guys remember whenever the show, there was a clip from the show going around of Pumpkin riding her twins around forward facing in the car seat. And a lot of fans was like, listen, Pumpkin, I'm a fan here, but that's not safe. Like, God forbid somebody hit you or you accidentally hit somebody, like your twins could die just from being forward facing, right? And she was like, y'all don't pay my bills. Y'all don't pay my bills. And everybody was like, but we do because we watch your show. We do because we watch your show. And she's like, no, y'all don't. Y'all don't sign my checks. We TV signs my checks. And I'm like, oh, so just June by that standard, do y'all sign my checks? I don't think so. Google signs my checks, my love. Google does. And if I could show you, listen, listen. She thinks I make way more than I do off her, but it ain't June. You're not that profitable, darling. I just cover you because it was something that I was interested in, not because you're making me bank over here, babe. Okay. Janelle Easton is more profitable than you, to be quite honest. If we want to be honest, that's the truth. Janelle Easton is a little bit more profitable than June Shannon. But and let's put it all into perspective here. Y'all want to know why people are profitable? People love trash TV. I mean, that's just what it is. Like, if I'm sitting over here covering, Cody Brown, trash TV. Janelle Easton, trash TV. Train wreck. June, trash TV, train wreck. So yeah, people do like that. But if I was covering, talking about God, what's a show that's, I don't know, if I was covering something that wasn't trash TV and a train wreck, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wouldn't get that many views because people love trash TV. But just to be quite honest, the fact that they're like, oh, I need my cut But when the fans was like, hey, we're not going to watch you if you act this way. Y'all don't sign my checks. WeTV signs them. I'm like, but you wouldn't have a check if we didn't watch it. If the fans stopped watching and started boycotting your show, they might would drop y'all. So it kind of is the fans. Like in that situation, when you're on a TV show, if the ratings go down, you lose the show. So you don't get that check. When it comes to little old Elle Bee over here, I could not cover you for the rest of my life, and I would still have other people to cover and still make a check. And my husband over here is always going to pull in a check because he's a veteran and he just finished school. Okay, so I'm going to continue to cover them because it's interesting, but not because they make me bank. But let's continue.
She needs to thank me. She needs to tell her kids that she has never hollered at them, never done anything, never done this or that. Shit. That be, look, ain't nobody a saint, baby.
Oh, and I actually talked to my son about this today, my 16-year-old son. I was telling him about this, and I was telling him about what June said about, let's listen.
Ain't nobody a saint. And if you never hollered at your kid, bitches, I need to shake your hand. I just need to shake your hand. Taking banks off of me, so I need my half, bitch. She needs to thank me. She needs to tell her kids that she has never hollered at them, never done anything.
Listen, I really don't like to come off like really like rude or mean, but June, you don't even make sense half the time. I need to tell my kids something they already know. Like, why do you tell my kids that I never yell at them? They know this. My kids know that I'm not a yeller. I mean, I am here, but I'm not there. Like, literally. Like, my kids know Miss Elle Bee over here is not a yeller. I'm just not. I even get on, like, if my husband gets a little, like, too much, I'm like, hey, calm down. And if you want to shake my hand, you can. Never mind. No. I'm not going to let you do that. But here's I'm not a saint and I'm not a perfect parent. Have I yelled at my kids? Yes. In regards of like if they're about to get hurt and I'm like, something like that. But do I yell at them when I'm mad? Do I curse at them? Here's the thing. I don't curse at my kids. I do not curse at my kids. I don't. I'm not much of a cursor, so I don't curse at my kids. But here's the thing. I grew up in a family that did. And it made me not want to do that because I knew how it felt. I remember the first time my mama called me kind of like an idiot. I seriously, and listen, I love my mama to death. And my mama is so different than she was when she was younger. My mama had all 4 kids at a very young age. I was her youngest, and she had me at 19. So my mama had 4 kids by the time she was 19. She had to drop out of school. You know what I'm saying? Like my mama had a tough life. So I do remember the first time my mama, I irritated her and she called me an onion. Not an onion. A blooming idiot. She was like, "Oh, you're a blooming idiot." And I was devastated. And I was literally like 4. Like 4. And she called me an idiot. And I was like, so I grew up knowing that I was not going to be that way at all. I mean, we talked about this not too long on my channel. I think we did, like me and my husband. How, like, especially in the mornings before my kids go to school, it is to be peaceful. It is to be no loud yelling. Before my kids go to school, I want it to be very kumbaya. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to start their day off good. I stand there and watch for the bus with them if I don't take them. So I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not. Yes, I've yelled at my kids. Is it something that I do on a regular? Absolutely not. No. Do I cuss at my kids? Nope. And listen, I'm not saying that people haven't, out of like, because all parents make their mistakes. And I have myself. I have this one child that is hard. You know what I'm saying? Very hard. And that one has really made me question things before, like, what is going on here? But even with her, like, no, like, and I want to read something. I'm gonna read something really quickly. Hold on, let's finish watching this and then I'll read something really quickly.
Never done this or that. Shit. Look, ain't nobody a saint, baby. Ain't nobody a saint. And if you never hollered at your kid, bitches, I need to shake your hand. I mean, I just need to shake your hand. So we are in Pumpkin's real house, guys, if y'all want to know, because I know this house does not look like her film house.
Okay, so she defends herself basically, and I think Michael can use this in court. There is video of her saying, "Oh, this is just her getting in trouble." Yeah, we were cursing, but that's who we are. I curse all my kids. Let me tell you, June, if you think a judge is going to take lightly to you saying, "I curse all my kids," they're not. Because guess what? There is medical, like psychological evidence, statistics, proof out there that yelling and cursing can affect the child's uh, psyche. You know what I'm saying? Like there is evidence out there that yelling and cursing is a form of abuse. It is. I mean, there's kids that grow up with depression, with anxiety, with all these things just because their parents yelled at them. Nervousness. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So that is the thing. You want to act like, oh, well, it's not a big deal, but it is because it affects other kids differently. It affects kids it affects some kids this way, some kids that way, and for me, it gives kids PTSD. Exactly. So I do want to let me see if I can find it. I want to go over this really quickly, and then we're going to get off because we're going on, almost an hour, and I did not plan on going on for an hour tonight. Okay. Oh, and by the way, my mother-in-law worked for CPS for 10 years. She was the CPS investigator. She was the one that would go into the home and investigate the situation, talk to the kids, talk to the parents, talk to the teachers, and write a report and say, I think the child needs to be removed, or I think this, and this. And she has a degree in child psychology. My mother-in-law has a degree in child psychology. And let me tell you the times that she's talked to us about the effects of yelling and screaming and cursing your kids. I mean, she's shared stories with us about, I worked this one case and it was this, and this, and this, and this is how it affected this child. Okay, 7 psychological effects of being yelled at as a child. So, June, maybe you're just not aware of how it can affect your grandchildren or but it does. All right, yelling is a disciplinary method employed by most American parents. Almost all of us have experienced being yelled at by our parents at some point during our childhood. Most of us turn out fine. And while this is true, yes, do we know why Eldridge is there? Yes, because Eldridge has been going over to see Kaitlyn. That's why. He goes to see Kaitlyn. Eldridge is still getting along with June in order to see Kaitlyn. However, this does not necessarily mean that yelling is harmless for all children. Not all yellings are created equal. And that's my big point that I'm trying to say here is like, not, when she wants to talk about everybody yells at their children, well, that can be true, but everybody might not yell at them the way that you're yelling at Kaitlyn with the cursing, with, when Josh was like, go sit on your damn hands. Get your ass on, sit on your hands. Like, it's different. It is different. Exactly, Miss Maverick. My mom was a yeller, so I learned how to parent without raising my voice. Exactly. Oh, no, I don't care what they say about me. And here's the thing. I wasn't even going to show that clip in general because it did mention me, but the reason that I did is because she's defending the yelling. They can talk about me all day long. It is what it is. If they think that they pay my bills, that's fine. So I'm not taking it personal. I can promise you it's not hurt my feelings at all. You know what I'm saying? Okay. There are generally 4 types of parental yelling. Reactive yelling, which is what I will say. Yep, reactive yelling here for sure. This is an impulsive response to a child's actions, usually caused by surprise, shock, fear, or immediate angry. BM, that's awesome that you can admit that, though. I'm a yeller and I hate it. I'm in therapy for it. Like, props off to you, BM. I love that you know that it's an issue. And you know what's so crazy is when you see those people in June's chats, it's like, yep, I yell at my kids every day. Oh, well, let's see how your children turn out. Let's hope and pray they turn out good. But if you have a child that grows up and turns to drugs or becomes promiscuous, June literally is like, I yelled at all my kids. Well, you by your own, like you've admitted yourself that allegedly Anna was promiscuous, right? Maybe that was due from your yelling. I mean, all her children literally deal with like mommy issues. Maybe your yelling is some of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, let's continue. Okay. Parents often yell reflexively in these situations without thinking through their response. That is something that I'll do. We live, me and my kids, we go outside. We live on a back street, and sometimes, I'll turn around to go do this with this kid, and I'll turn back around and I'll see a car. So I'm like, "Ah," reactive yelling. Yes, nearly every parent has done this. When your inquisitive toddler is on the verge of poking their fork into an electrical outlet, your preschooler empties a jar of spaghetti sauce into your handbag, or your impulsive child is attempting to flush a slipper down the toilet. Yelling is a natural response. Yes, in many of these situations, it is justified. Raising your voice is understandable when actions must be halted immediately or when you're caught off guard. Yes, Daisy, she did. Yeah. Um, This type of reaction occurs in nearly every family and is unlikely to cause lasting psychological harm to the child, given that it is not followed by other parental aggression. That's the thing with this one. There's no other parental aggression when it comes to yelling out of fear. Don't do that. No, 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 no. You're going to get hurt. Oh, baby, stop. Stop. Oh, my goodness, you scared mommy. It's not followed up by more aggression. Exhaustion yelling. I have 6 kids. My husband worked off up until like 3 years ago. So I will admit I'm guilty of exhausting yelling too. There's no cursing that comes behind it though. And every time that I like would get loud because I was just exhausted, I immediately knew. And that's the thing is I haven't done this in years though, because I now have a husband that's here with me, raising kids alone. Parents are not gonna be perfect. That's the thing is, but when you yell at your kids because you're exhausted, and then you immediately know, gosh, I shouldn't have done that. It's not their fault that I'm tired. It's my fault that I'm tired because I stayed up late. After they went to bed at 8 o'clock last night, but I stayed up late watching my shows because I wanted to watch. You know what I'm saying? Realizing that there's an issue, but they don't. They don't realize there's an issue. They think that it's fine. DoorDash Tyrant Hunter says kids do and say what they see. So June and Josh isn't helping the issue. Absolutely, 1,000%. When parents are physically or emotionally drained, their patience and ability to cope with challenging situations will diminish. As a result, when they feel stressed, overwhelmed, or irritated, or when their children ignore them, they raise their voice to express their frustration and regain control. This form of yelling can be mitigated by becoming more aware of your emotional and physical state. You can name it when you recognize you're about to lose your temper. If I have to repeat this, I'm afraid I'll lose it and yell. I don't like yelling, and I'm sure neither do you. Could you please do this now? Like, I feel like this is what happened with Josh that night that he was like, oh, Pumpkin was on TikTok Live and they were trying to get Bentley to sleep. And Josh was like cursing at Bentley and like threatened to like beat Bentley up or whatever it was that he said. I feel like this was exhausting yelling. But did he admit that he was wrong? Nope, he still didn't. He still didn't. Okay, there's aggressive yelling. This form of yelling often involves derogatory remarks, humiliation, and verbal aggression. I feel like this is more of what happened on the live the other night whenever Kaitlyn broke the glass. Also, let me just tell you guys, they're like, Kaitlyn broke a wine glass and she was playing with it. June actually, people in the comments like defended, even on my TikTok, they're like, well, they were staying in an Airbnb and they probably had to pay for that. It's a wine glass. Her mom just died less than 3 weeks ago. How much is a wine glass? $20? They're at Disney for crying out loud, and they probably just got thousands of dollars in donations due to Kaitlyn's mom passing. They can't take some of that money and put it towards the wine glass that Kaitlyn accidentally broke. Also, June admitted the next night on live that 3 glasses were broken. Guess how many Kaitlyn broke? 1. Guess who broke the other ones? Not Kaitlyn, but did the other. You want to know why? They're accidents. Accidents are going to happen. So to be like, oh, well, it was an Airbnb and she was already told. Should she have left him alone? Sure. Absolutely, she should have left him alone. There would have been nothing. They were on a live stream and they, read her to filth, yelling, cursing, go get your ass over there, put your damn hands under your legs, and don't move. That's embarrassing. She's 11 years old. What if her friends are watching? What if, I mean, that's embarrassing. That isn't so. I just feel like that is more what we're talking about here, like the humiliation. Um, uh, I did see that. Okay. Um, Some parents may be pushed to a state of intense rage, prompting them to direct verbal attacks towards others, including their children. However, some may already possess a mean spirited disposition. Such parents may not treat their children kindly. Oh, and another thing, people's like, um, I yell at my kids all the time, and I'm like, but that ain't his kid. Kaitlyn is not Josh's kid. And as far as from my understanding, yeah, that's her uncle, but she's only really been around him for like the past year and a half. Kaitlyn's only really known Josh for like the past year and a half, you know? Uh, he's not her dad. So when people's like, well, I yell at my kids, okay, but that's not, not his kid. Such parents may not treat their children kindly, possibly harboring resentment due to unplanned parenthood, job loss, or a general dislike for their children's presence. Aggressive yelling is verbal abuse. It indicates that the angry parent may be experiencing emotional issues and expressing their feelings through anger. Often, the underlying issues causes the expression of anger. Often, the underlying issues causing the expression of anger are unrelated to the child, highlighting the need for the parent to seek help in anger management to foster a healthier family environment. When yelling takes root due to parents frequently, listen to this one, this was important. When yelling takes root due to parents frequently raising their voices for reasons not connected to immediate concern, they may develop a habit of yelling, leading to a shorter fuse. Therefore, they may become easily triggered by similar situations in their interaction with children, causing them to yell impulsively. Frequent yelling may also encompass other types of yelling, such as exhaustion and aggressive yelling. Children can suffer significant psychological damage if habitual yelling becomes regular verbal abuse. If you guys watch them, they all say, oh, I mean, literally, Pumpkin and Alana were both on live at different times saying, shoot, my mama used to yell at me all the time. She used to threaten to beat the brakes off me. Alana literally said that on a stream. After I did the stream about Josh threatening to beat the brakes off Bentley, Alana come out on the video. My mama used to threaten to beat the brakes off me all the time. My mama yells at me all the time. June, I yell at my kids all the time. I yell at my kids all the time. We hear them yelling and cursing, and it literally tells you here. And you can ask any psychologist, mental health professional, anybody. They will tell you habitual yelling and cursing at a child is verbal abuse, and it causes problems. It causes problems with the children. It causes mental health issues for the child. I mean, this girl already has enough that she's going through. She's lost her mom. She's been separated from her sister. She's got June on live saying that Michael Cardwell is nothing to Kaitlyn. When Kaitlyn knows the truth, Kaitlyn knows how she feels about her dad. Kaitlyn knows that she looks to Michael as her father, but she's hearing her grandmother say, oh, Eldridge is more of a dad than Michael is. So she's got to probably act that way, agree to it, or just not say nothing at all. And then she's being yelled and screamed at and cursed at. So I don't think the judge is going to take this too lightly. Even if they think that it's fine, it's not, because it causes issues down the road. That's what I wish they would understand is even if they've done it all this time, it can lead to issues. And if you love your kids enough and you're seeing this can lead to issues, this has like a 80% chance of leading to issues with your child. These are the issues that it could lead to: being promiscuous, drug addiction, depression, blah, 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 blah. I would be like, okay, I don't want to do that. And I'm going to try my best not to do that because I don't want to be the reason my daughter suffers from depression. I don't want to be the reason my granddaughter, who already has more than enough reason to become depressed, becomes depressed because, well, here I am yelling and cursing at her. And June's like, I mean, y'all want to say, well, her mama just died. Y'all don't be doing that. Well, she still got to be held accountable. Yeah, you can hold her accountable. That's the thing. You can get onto a child and say, Hey, listen, Kaitlyn, we asked you to stop playing with those this morning. We told you those can break easily. Can you please go sit over there now and just sit over there for a little bit? Give me your phone. Give me your phone. I told you earlier. Don't do that. You did it again, and now it's broke. We may have to pay for that. Give me your phone. You know what I'm saying? It's that easy. You can get onto your kids. You can discipline your kids without cursing your kids. You can take their phones. You can send them into the room for a little bit, and you can try to do it where you're not yelling and cursing. Yeah, I agree. Anyways, you guys, yeah, I do have a longer video that will probably go over in a few days or whatever. I was actually I've been considering doing a Janelle stream, but I just don't have enough information that I can share. So I'm like, I don't want to get on a stream about Janelle and then accidentally let something slip that I'm not supposed to talk about. So, um, but I wanted to cover more today, but I just don't have the time because it's 10:30 already, you guys. But we will be back tomorrow. I'm trying to hit 100K this year. So you guys like, share, subscribe, follow me over on TikTok, follow me over on Twitter, Instagram. I'm over on all those platforms. Also, there is another episode up on the Mothership Explorers channel. It is about Ruby Frankie, the Ruby Frankie case. Um, so yeah, follow me on my other social media accounts. Check out that podcast. And she just filed for temporary custody. It doesn't mean that the judge knows the case yet at all. Exactly, Donna. Exactly, 1,000%. And here's the thing. Y'all want to know how easy this could be from my understanding? If Caleb comes forward, takes a DNA test, and well, then legally, he's the dad. He has rights. He can literally say, I sign my rights over to Michael. From my understanding, that's how it is in Louisiana. So I'm not for sure about Georgia. Fingers crossed, because I think he would probably do that. That's just my opinion. Anyways, you guys, leave me your thoughts, like, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.